Hello everybody, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. I'm JR. Today we're going to answer the burning question of how close are you to stabbing this into the truck and making it run? It's my favorite question. I know that I post a lot of progress pics on this and it's fun, and some of you guys are really into it, some of you aren't. Some of you don't care about a thing that's not an LS. You're small-minded, I think. But that's cool too. It doesn't really matter to me either way. The short answer is I'm nowhere near stabbing this in, because it's one of my biggest pet peeves online when somebody says slap a Hellcat in it, stab an LS in it, just slam a 2RZ in there. There's nothing that simple about this. It can be that simple for some things. If I wanted to have an LS in my 4Runner, I'd be out doing donuts in it right now. If I hadn't decided to tear this all the way down and completely rebuild it, it's got new cylinder liners in it. It's got new pistons, new rings, new everything. It's all the things that I tell you guys to avoid, because it's a very, very long project. I throw $150-200 a week at this thing. I'm probably $4,000 into it right now. And that's why I say get a runner and put it in as is if it's your first time. Engine swaps are not for the faint of heart. Today I'm out here adjusting the valves, which is kind of a laborious process. You can see I went ahead and splurged. I'm gonna have $700 or $800 into the front drive on this. I got a Doomsday diesel serpentine set up, which requires me to run a special short water pump, which is going to require me to go to the junkyard and get a Type 2 Saginaw pump. There's a lot of things. I have to have the intake welded up. I'm going to take that to work. Have a buddy weld it up for me. I did all the fab work, but it's just sitting there. That tube's just sitting there for the intercooler. I'm probably going to skip an aftermarket turbo for now and just stick with the stock turbo, even though I have the hot rod pump. That's sitting at 24 degrees. It's ready for the pump to be stabbed. It's very, very difficult to turn over right now because new rings, new cylinders. The red stuff coming out is Marble Mystery Oil. I got to drop that in there every few days, and then it's easier to spin over. If you care about adjusting the valves on the OM617, what I find to be easiest is to point the lobe at this bar, and then I stick my feeler in there, run the adjuster nut up, then hold it and run the lock nut up. I still have to do the exhaust. I have to rebuild my lift pump. For the injection pump, I have a new primer pump in the house. I'm a little bit torn on the injectors. It ran fine before. It'll probably run fine after. They're not that difficult to get to in the vehicle, so I'll probably just go ahead and stick them in as is, because it's a few $100 more to rebuild them now. $350 if I use the kit from Mercedes Source, or a couple hundred if I piece together my own crap. Either way, I don't really see a need to do it at the moment. The oil system, there is none. That's where all the oil comes out to go to actually on the factory, it's a thermostatically controlled housing and filter all together, and it runs out to a filter or to a cooler. I have a plate. I'll insert some pictures here. Basically it's just a long drawn out process, and I don't anticipate this thing running before summertime, if not fall. You see I have a bell housing on there. At a minimum, to actually fire it up, I have to put the injection pump in on it, have that intake welded. Well, I don't have to have it welded up to do that. I have to put the injection pump on it. I have to at least put the plate and loop the fuel or the oil lines to fire it up. Those are the things that I have to do to fire it up. And we can go from there. I might not even do that, though. I might just go ahead and stab it in a chassis. I don't see a reason not to do that. A lot of you guys want to see it run, but I would rather see it in the 4Runner and see it out of my shop so that I can, clean some of this up and consolidate some of this. Oh, I have to also tap the manifold for a pyrometer. I think I'm going to put a boost gauge here. I don't really know. We'll see. Oh, also, there's a little special horseshoe line that goes right here, and my engine didn't have it, I found out. It's a balance tube, just like an LS steam port, to, get hot water out of the head. so I need to source one of those and deal with it. There's just a lot of little things that add up. This is why I tell you guys all the time, just get a known runner and run it as is. I'm all in on it. I don't care. I have the money. I have the time. I'm not under any time crunch. I'm not going to lose the shop or any nonsense like that. So I don't really care per se, but you guys should know what you're getting into if you're going into a completely bastard swap. You know, when I see people like, I want to put a Bugatti engine in my Volkswagen Scirocco. What all do I need? Because I want to be different. You need a lot of time and a lot of money. So anyway, quick update. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you like and subscribe and are subscribed. I'm still missing some bolts on the oil pan. I've tapped that for a -12 for the turbo drain. And that was probably a wasted effort because I'm going to put the stock turbo back on, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll continue on. The build continues, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the little rambling update here. And we'll see you next time on The Driveway Engineer.